Pearson Class 10th IIT Foundation Physics Chapter 1 Important Question. Question number 1. Ramu constructed vernier calipers as shown in the figure to measure the length of the object. When the length of object is 10.5 millimeter is kept between the jaws. The reading of A is 7.6 millimeter. Then main scale reading or vernier scale division is what? So initial reading of A is, from the diagram we can see that initial reading is main scale reading is 4 millimeter. Least count the scale is the standard, so least count is 0.1 millimeter. So reading will be 4 millimeter. Least count into coinciding division is 6 and 6, so 4.6 millimeter is the initial reading of A. Similarly, initial reading of B, main scale reading we can say 6 plus least count is 0.1 millimeter into coinciding division is 4, hence 4. So initial reading of B is 6.4 millimeter. So initial reading of B is 6.4 millimeter. Final reading of A is given, that is 7.6 millimeter, and length of object is 10.5 millimeter. So the part that is measured by A is final reading minus initial reading. The final reading of A is 7.6 millimeter minus initial reading of A is 4.6 millimeter. So that we got is 3 millimeter. So 3 millimeter part of 10.5 millimeter of object is measured by A. Then the rest will be measured by B. Then the reading measured by B is total length minus the length measured by A. That is total length is 10.5 minus length measured by A is 3 millimeter. So that is 7.5 millimeter is the final, is the reading of B that A measured. Now the total reading will be the initial reading minus the length of object that B measured, that is 7.5. So initial reading of B is 6.4, hence final reading is 6.4 plus final reading of B is 7.5, that will be equal to 13.9 millimeter. Hence 13.9 millimeter is the reading that is shown by B after an object of 10.5 millimeter is fixed in this vernier caliper. So B measure is 13.9 and we have to find the main scale reading and vernier scale division. So here main scale reading we can say 13.5, 13. So before the decimal place the number that is 13 is the main scale reading, and after the decimal place is 9, hence vernier scale division is 9. Hence this question is solved. And next question says that a screw gauge as shown in the figure, this is the screw gauge, two screw gauges are attached together. Measure the diameter of a rod. One rod is there present, the screw gauge measures its diameter. When the jaws are in contact, the main scale reading of screw gauge A and B is 7 mm and 5 mm. This is the main scale, that is reading 7 mm and 5 mm respectively. Head scale reading of A and B are 27 and 41. These are the head scales, that is 27 and 41 respectively. And the diameter of rod is given, that is 12.53 mm is kept between the jaws. Reading of A is 8.43. Reading of A is given, that is 8.43, and determine the main scale reading and head scale division of B. Take n is equal to 100 and 1 mst is equal to 1 millimeter for both screw gauge A and B. So from this we can find the initial reading. The initial reading is of A is given, main scale reading, that is 5 millimeter, plus least count is not given, but we know that least count is equal to 1 main scale division by number of head scale division, that is here 100, and 1 main scale division is 1 millimeter, so that is least count is 0.01 millimeter. Hence initial reading main scale reading of A is 7 millimeter from the question is given, in the question given. Hence main scale reading is 7 millimeter plus least count is 0.01 millimeter into the coinciding head scale division. Here of A is 27 multiplied by 27. So that is 7.27 millimeter is the final reading of initial reading of A. Similarly of B given is 5 millimeter is main scale reading plus least count that is 0.01 into the number of head scale division is 41. So B initial reading is 4.1 millimeter. Final reading of A is given, that is in the question 8.43 millimeter, and the diameter of object is given 12.53 meter. Suppose this is the diameter of the object, 12.53 millimeter. So the part of the diameter that is measured by A is final reading minus initial reading, that is 8.43 minus 7.27, that is around 1.16 millimeter. So length by measured by B is 1.16 of this part is measured by A, so rest is measured by B, that is 12.53 minus 1.16, that equals to 11.37 millimeter of the diameter of this object is measured by B. Hence the final reading of B is initial reading plus final reading. Total reading, initial reading was 5.41 millimeter, or final reading of that object was 11.37. The reading of that object is 11.37. So this is the reading of object. Hence final reading is 16.78 millimeter. So they had asked us main scale reading or head scale division. So the number before the decimal place is 16, that will be the main scale reading, and after the decimal place is 78, that is the head scale division. Hence our answer is solved. Thanks for watching. For more video like this, do subscribe our channel for further questions related to Pearson IIT Foundation book.